My crew have been through a lot. I've seen through the sharp eyes of my lookout as he totters in the crow's nest, and I've braced along with my entire ship as we ram a nearby vessel. Getting to grips with Skull and Bones naval combat has its own quirks, so as you can't try it out for yourself yet, I'm going to explain everything from teaming up with other players to ship customization, so let's begin. First off, your main missions start with this oracle giving you a series of fortunes, which is Skull and Bones' way of telling you the conditions you'll encounter out on the open water, such as calm winds, the amount of merchants, as well as who's going to be your regional rival. Today I'm undermining the rival pirate Laboo's, and this is how I'm going to do it.
One way to get at Laboo's is to steal food right from his mouth.
In other words, I'm going to target merchants and seize their ivory shipments from right under his nose. But this stretch of sea is also the hunting grounds, part of the multiplayer open world where you can either team up with your friends or turn your cannons against them. Before I weigh anchor, I'm given the choice between 3 ships: the slow but powerful frigate Blackhorn with a deadly ramming special ability, the Royal Fortune, a brigantine that can infinitely fire its cannons once it casts anchor, or the Jaeger, another brigantine with 8 super powerful front cannons. According to Ubisoft, recruiting crew members is going to be a key part of the full game, but disappointingly, I'm not given the option to choose my crew once I've settled on the Jaeger. There's also a ton of customization options for the figurehead and helm wheel, supposedly for intimidation purposes, but as none of them have stats attached, it looks like they'll mostly be cosmetic. But when it comes to choosing artillery, the guns are anything but cosmetic.
Demi-cannons are slow loading, but deadly at short range. Rockets are blazing fast and deal powerful damage from every angle.
Pulling off a successful hit involves planning, like finding the perfect place to sneak up on merchants.
This island provides perfect cover for a surprise attack. Plots the optimal course for an intercept. Rigging your sails for speed. You want to catch your victim off guard.
Your victim will sail around the land.
Captain, there she is!
And into your bow-facing cannons.
Fire as she bangs!
Just remember to pay attention to the wind map so you're always sailing with the wind behind you, as if you sail against it you'll be in irons like this, meaning you have little to no speed and are an easy target for warships or other pirates. But there are other, far sneakier ways to get the upper hand.
Deception is another tool in the pirate's arsenal.
Let's fool these blackguards!
You can disguise yourself as merchants by stealing their sails, meaning other merchants, forts, and even warships won't attack you until you fire the first shot.
Captain, if we engage, they will see through our guys.
You don't want that, trust me. Ideal for scouting ahead when you're planning your next attack, the disguising option is something that pirates really did in ye olden days and makes you feel just as dastardly as Long John Silver. It also pays to use your spyglass. Hovering over ships will bring up the cargo they're carrying as well as what they're likely to do if you attack. Sinking off merchant vessels and bounty hunters will appear with their stark red sails to try and claim your ship as their own prize.
Even worse, you could lose your loot.
Either way, you had better learn how to fight back. In Skull and Bones, naval warfare is all about paying careful attention to where you're aiming your cannons. Both the sails and the hull have their own health bars. Fire solely at the sails to prevent the ship from sailing away, or aim for the hull for a chance at either boarding or sinking the ship. But be careful, because if you take just as many hits, you can be boarded too. And don't forget to watch out for these large red circles that signal incoming cannonballs. Most of your attacks will come from the broadside of your ship, so you'll want to fire slightly ahead of enemy ships so the momentum from their sails propels them into oncoming fire. But if you ever find yourself on the wrong side of a cannonball, you can brace just like this to reduce the amount of damage you take from any attack. Once the hull is weakened and these symbols appear on the water, you can board their ship just like this and then choose between looting treasure, taking supplies to repair your ship, or use their sails as a disguise. But there's something missing from Skull and Bones. All the while I was wondering what my crew could have been like had I been able to choose between recruits, something Ubisoft promises is a key part of the gameplay in its FAQs. See, it wasn't immediately apparent what effect my current crew had on the ship, and I won't lie, I was left frustrated when boarding a ship revealed just a cinematic cutscene, instead of a fraught action section with me and my crew battling it out on deck. Having played Skull and Bones, it feels like Ubisoft is doing its damnedest to make sure it doesn't feel like a reskinned Black Flag. Yet in doing so, Skull and Bones comes across as half of a pirate RPG. A chunk feels like it's missing, the part where you can venture out onto islands to dig up treasure, swing onto enemy ships to engage in one-to-one combat with the captain, or control your very own fleet, as currently there's no option to send out ships to hunt for you like in Black Flag. Perhaps that'll change when we get to see the hideout in action, which is described on the official website as a personal base of operations where players can plan activities, track progression and manage ships, resources and crew. Likewise, I'm left unsure what another key feature of the game, manipulating trade routes and factions, consists of exactly, besides attacking ships belonging to rival pirates and nations. Here's hoping that when we get to see more of Skull and Bones in action, we'll get to stroll around hideouts and try our hand at recruiting crew members as proof that there's more to Skull and Bones than meets the eye. So that's it for our Skull and Bones preview. Let us know what you think of Skull and Bones so far in the comments below, click the box on the left for more content from us, and don't forget to hit that big button in the middle for more news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar.